Did you know that you could get all your products, Microsoft Office products, for free at Palomar College? You and your students and staff can get all these products for free. Not everybody knows that. So I'm going to go over how you do that. So we can start with our friend Google, I was telling you about in a previous video, and I can type in the words. It comes up right away, Microsoft Office, but I'll just go ahead and select it, Microsoft Office. Now, where I'm going to go is the thing says Office 365 login. I don't know why they picked 365, but what that means to you is it's available in the cloud. In other words, you don't have to install these products on your individual computer. For instance, I use a lot of Windows PCs, but I have a MacBook as well, and I have a Chromebook. And on my Chromebook, I couldn't install really any software, hardly at all. But I still can use Microsoft Word because of this Office 365. So I could start there with a login. But if you don't want, I click on that. But I can also go up to this web address bar again. So just by putting the cursor there, it selects the whole thing. You see how it's all blue. So I'm going to hit the delete key. So I can just go to a web browser on any tab and type in office.com. Oops, it's got all that extra stuff here on my computer, but you just put in office.com, and at the end I click enter. Okay, so now it knows that I've already done this, but if for you, it'll give you a different prompt where you can sign in. What do you sign in with? The same thing you use Palomar. So if you happen to have a desk at Palomar, or even from outside, you put in your network ID, which for me is my first initial of my first name and last name, and at palomar.edu. Okay, so if I wanted to, I would create a new account. You'll have to do that, but I'm going to just hit the sign in button here. And it's a worker school account that's been created by you. Okay, and then I enter the password. Now it's already filled in my password. I could type in my network password, but it remembered it. So you type it in if it's not there, and then I sign in. And do I want to stay signed in? I usually do. I actually signed off on purpose just to kind of show you some of this. So I hit yes. So I'm presented with a whole lot of products. The main ones you're likely to use are Outlook, which is a way you can get to your email, and Microsoft Word is very popular. If you're doing any spreadsheet work, you have Excel. If you, and PowerPoint is very handy. Often, a lot of instructors, even when they're in the classroom, they set up a little bit of PowerPoint, a slideshow, to kind of lead you through your lectures. A lot of these other things we use at Palomar, but not as much. There's Teams are being used, and primarily calendar you can use, and that sort of stuff. You click on this and see even more apps that are available to you. So feel free to explore that. But one of the reasons you're probably watching this video is you want things made simpler. So let's just start with Outlook. Just briefly, I'm going to cover a little bit more about that in a minute, but let's just open it up for basic email. So when you come in here, you see my account comes in here. I could create a new message by clicking that, but I can see the things that are listed for me to watch. The format of this page might look a little bit different by default, but you should be able to get around. You'll see an email, who it's from, down here, who it's from and what it's regarding, and so forth. So you see questions that come in. Over on the side, I happen to have set up a lot of folders to hold information about particular things I want to hold on to for a while, but I'm not going to cover that now. Yeah, I mean, simply, if you click on that, you right-click on it if you're using a PC and say Create New Folder. That's how you can get a folder should you choose to want to do that. But mostly we're just going to open up emails and read them for right now, or click on New Message and send them. And again, this is all happening in the cloud, which means you could use it on any device that can connect to the internet. You just got to remember your Palomar user ID, the network ID, and the password you use. So have that committed to memory or someplace that you can reach it, and you can log into office.com from many places. But let's go back here. If you really like to have a local installation, well, guess what? We allow that too. You go into Install Office here, do the drop down, And I can click on this and I can begin the process of installing process. It'll give information. It's downloading a setup executable, it's called, and you'll have to double click on that, and it'll take you through the setup routine for the computer that you're using, that you do this on. So I don't remember off the top of my head the limitations on how many copies you could make. Like say you have a laptop and a desktop. I imagine it's probably at least two, but just to know that you can do it at all, and it's completely free to you as an employee of Palomar College. It's also completely free to your students. So if a student says, "Oh, I don't have Word, I can't do this essay," you say you do have Word, it's free, and you tell them about Office.com and logging in with their Palomar credentials, and they can get it. And if the computer can't install it, that's okay. They can run it through a web browser in the cloud, as they say, and they have access to all of these tools. All right, I'm going to end this video now and we'll move on to another one.